Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Han Krum and I'm coming to you with another Elex review. The last one was just a preview, this is a full review, and I will talk about the game and what you can expect from it. So first off, you will begin in a secluded area where you will have to find your way out, and there will be a mini tutorial. The tutorial tips go away only if you do them correctly at the right time, so be prepared for that. Overall, the story is very good, very well fleshed out. The world is magnificent. The graphics are not the best. This game is definitely not a tech demo for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox 360, or the latest hardware for PC. With all that being said, the combat is clunky at best, and you have to be really careful, and everything has to be executed perfectly. Some monsters don't behave like humanoids do. The human NPCs are really easy to kill one by one. Difficult in groups, especially if they have a ranged guy with them. So you have to be aware of that. That makes the world feel at least a little bit more realistic than other worlds, because it's very difficult in the beginning. Obviously, you lose all your power as an alb, which is one of the factions. Actually, those are probably the bad guys. So you will find it difficult in the beginning, and once you get some weapons, some armor, I would recommend using a shield and one-handed weapons in the beginning, because the shield absorbs all damage unless it's a power attack, which you have to dodge, or if you're out of stamina. Each hit you take and block takes away your stamina instead of life. The stamina is the green bar. So in the beginning you will find it difficult. Now, this is sounding a little bit like a guide, because I would like my review to let you know what the game is. And if I tell you what the game is, I tend to guide you through it a little bit. So that's why it's sounding a little bit like a guide. I would like to give my viewers a little bit more than a simple 10 out of 10 or 5 out of 10 or 1 out of 10. I would like you to know what you're getting when you buy the game. Should you buy the game? Yes. This is one of the games which comes with no extra content for pre-ordering. It doesn't have day one DLC. It doesn't have loot boxes. And it looks like even if they drop an expansion, it will be a full expansion. It will not be just a one more tier weapons or something like that. Actually, the game is not really set up for an expansion. The story is pretty complete. There are some chances for you to get different endings. So I would say yes, this game is definitely worth a buy. I would have to say that this game is one of the examples of more classic RPG and Japanese RPG games, where you need to buy the weapons or find the weapons to really see your character improve, because all your stats are based on percentage. So your strength increases your melee attacks by 1%. Your dexterity increases your ranged attacks by 1%. So even if you have 100 dexterity, if you're using a weapon that's not good, you will at most double its attack power. That's one of the things you have to remember. You need the weapons and the stats to use the weapons. But once you're able to use the weapons, the stats become secondary. So if you have enough, let's say, strength and constitution. Constitution is the one that increases your health. When you have enough strength and constitution to use the best weapon that you have in your inventory, I would recommend focusing a little bit on intelligence and cunning. A little bit. Because those skills allow you to unlock... Not skills. I mean, those stats allow you to unlock skills. I'm sorry about that. So, all in all, this game is a good game. You just have to get back to basics. The way it was with, let's say, Diablo, where if you don't have good weapons and equipment, it doesn't matter that you have high stats. Your stats are not what gives you power. It's the weapons and it's the armor that gives you power. Also remember to learn all your crafting skills pretty early on. I would recommend before level 10 or 15. You need chemistry, you need goldsmith. So those skills are pretty important. And you will be able to enjoy the game to the fullest once you get those. You're not forced to join a faction. So I would recommend doing the quests for all the factions before you actually decide to join a faction. Be careful not to join a faction before you do the quest for the other factions. It will give you a chance to experience their motivations, to understand them a little bit better, and I think that's really important in the game Elex. Understanding who you're fighting for and what you're fighting for, because you will have to make some pretty tough decisions. And you will have to alienate some, maybe some of your followers, depending on what you make of the decisions that you'll be given. Of course, there's always two options: complete the task or scheme your way out of it. Scheming your way out of it. It seems some of the leaders know if you did it or not, because presumably, they have somebody following you. So that makes the game interesting. The world is alive. It will adjust to you, but it will not adjust to your level. So unless you're level 10 and you have a decent weapon and a shield and some armor, I would recommend running away rather than fighting. And that really gives you the opportunity to roleplay in this game as an actual guy who lost everything and is in actual danger from just saying, you know, screw this, I'm going my own way. Well, it doesn't always work that way in the real world, and it doesn't work that way in Elex. So I would give this game a 7 out of 10, just like in my preview, just because there's clunky combat, there are no tooltips, and it looks like they left it up to the players to really flesh out a wiki page for this game. So this far, I may do a full guide on this game, depending on how many people view this video, because a full guide on the game will take me about several hours to compile and then do the video on. And if there's no desire for it, I don't want to spend the time doing it. I would rather play another game and do a review on that. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
You want to tell me over drinks sometime? Or tell us here.
What are you doing here in Abessa?
I take care of the mechs and drones here in the city, which means I coordinate and plan their maintenance and upgrades. When I'm lucky, I get to roll up my sleeves and do some of the actual maintenance.